Hi everyone, and welcome to the Conflict Resolving Network channel. I'm Dr. Adler Lodzinski. Just a little bit about me in case you're new to the channel. I'm a professor of psychology at the Adler Graduate Professional School in Toronto and a conflict resolution specialist with about 15 years experience helping hundreds of people resolve conflicts, whether they're in romantic relationships, whether these are family conflicts, conflicts between friends, or conflicts in the workplace. The aim of my book, as well as this channel, is to share with you what I have learned in order for you to improve the relationships that you have with those people in your life who matter the most to you. Okay, well, today, guess what? I got some viewer mail. Yay! First time. And I just wanted to, see if I can answer Camelia's question. So Camelia writes, and this is something that she wrote as a comment to my video on intent, the importance of intention in conflict and conflict resolution. So she writes, very timely, the anatomy of that difficult discussion you want to have with someone you care about, an old buddy, for example, who meant well but had a detrimental effect on you, would be very interesting to explore, i.e., how do you bring up something difficult without making the other person raise, their defenses and ideally make them see your side. That's an art in itself, she writes. And Camelia, thanks so much for sending in that question, and an art it is indeed. Okay, so just a few thoughts, and I hope you'll find this helpful, and others will as well. Okay, well, number one, it really does depend on how much time has elapsed. I think that's an important factor. But it's funny because sometimes someone can say something to you that resonates and bounces around and echoes around in your head for weeks, months, and sometimes even years. Every now and again you remember that moment and it sort of comes back to you. So what I'm assuming that you'll have a chance to get in touch with this person. And when you do, I think the conversation might go something like, I'm so glad to see you again. It's been years. But there's something I've been meaning to tell you for a really long time. And I want you to know that I know that when you said this, you meant well. You weren't trying to hurt my feelings or anything like that. You meant well, and that was your intention. But do you remember the time we met at the coffee, such and such a coffee shop? Yeah, that was a while ago, I know. And you kind of mentioned in passing how you thought that architecture would be a terrible profession to enter, and that architects, there's too many of them to make a go of it. And I know you meant well, but at that time, I was really thinking about a career in architecture. And this really kind of threw me for a loop. I trusted your judgment. I trusted you, and I thought, well, maybe he's right. Maybe I should just rethink this. And honestly, it took me a little while to summon the courage to go ahead and apply to this school, and I got in, as we now know, and everything's fine. Do you remember that conversation? Now, that person might get a little defensive, but I think the most important thing is for them to know, and for you to get this off your chest. if it's been a problem, if it's caused a problem, if it's caused distress, if it's caused doubt, even for a very short period of time, it's kind of had a cost. Remember video 1, we talk about loss as an essential to conflict. Well, when there's loss, there's a cost, okay? And so this has cost you something. Now, I know that the spirit in which you'd be saying this isn't vindictive. It isn't necessarily in anger, but it is something that you want to share with someone who means something to you. Don't forget that, the conflicts that you might have with somebody trying to butt in line, someplace, or, sort of steal a parking spot, and so on and so forth. All that kind of stuff. Maybe my book could help, but my book's really written to help you with those conflicts that you have with people who matter to you the most, because those conflicts are the ones that can really impact your life and the life of all of those people around you that mean something to you. So, Camellia, my advice then would be to absolutely tell this person straight up, make the tone as non-accusatory as possible, and as you say this, and listen, folks, when you're talking to people, people even really well, but what you're saying is loaded with emotion. Don't try to set yourself up to sort of deliver this perfectly. You don't have to. So the emotion in your voice in this kind of a situation is pretty normal. Okay, so let yourself off the hook there. And also, I think if this person hears this and hears you and sees the sincerity and hears the sincerity, if they're really a good friend, I think it's going to take a moment to sink in, and you're going to give them a little time for that to sink in, to kind of what impact that had on you, and if they really and truly are a friend, what they're going to say is how deeply sorry they are for that, and that it was never their intention. And so I think this difficult conversation, as people like to refer to them as, should happen. I would encourage you to do that. I would encourage you to have that conversation. And I think that will clear something up in your mind and heart. It'll get something off your chest. And I think rather than create a conflict, this is the kind of conversation that, and believe me when I say these are the kinds of conversations that are critical to relationships getting stronger and better over time. So, Camellia, I hope that's helpful to you. And those of you who are watching this video, I hope my words sort of speak to you on this topic. So, without any further ado, I want to thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, please let me know. And of course, share. And if you haven't already subscribed, it would mean a lot to me. So everyone, take care, and all the best, and bye for now.